Holy matrimony is the LeBron James of sacraments. It is something that most people at one point or another aspire to be or to have, and really there is nothing like it. The closest other sacrament to it is holy orders, and the two are so different that it is difficult to compare them. But all sacraments are important, and with importance comes an abundance of pitfalls that befall both traditionalists and progressivists alike. I would like to examine some of those pitfalls. First off, there's something that has essentially become the de facto symbol of holy matrimony, which makes me worry for future generations. The symbol is a bouquet of flowers. At first it seems harmless enough, but when you dive deep into it, it becomes quite astonishing. Most wedding vows contain something about "till death do us part." So how did something that is literally dead upon arrival become the symbol of something that is supposed to last for a lifetime? I don't know, it probably has something to do with the rise of no-fault divorce. Secondly, there are things like the staggering amount of pomp and circumstance that marriages have. I understand that you want your special day to be, well, special, but turning it into a hedonistic, expensive marketing scheme for cake decorators, tailors, and florists is doing the exact opposite of respecting the sacrament. Besides, how much better spent would the money be if you spend it on a down payment for a house that you would feel comfortable raising your children and, quite possibly, your grandchildren in, rather than spending $1,500 on things that are DOA, $3,000 on an article of clothing you will wear once, and $500 on something that you will consume by the end of the week, if not at the reception itself. By spending all of this money on trivial stuff, you are cheapening the sacrament. You are making it all about the money and things of this life, and less about the things that are eternal. I know, this is all coming from someone who hasn't so much as caused a girl to look at him twice, let alone been married, so take all of this with a grain of salt. But I can't imagine putting the look of the wedding and the reception above the well-being of whoever I may eventually take to be my wife. And lastly, the worst pitfall of all, as always, is being yourself. Sure, it's nice to let your hair down and show the world who you really are, but there's a point at which a person goes too far. So, if I ever do play my cards right and am near a woman long enough for us to get married, and she is dead set on having a wedding with all the bells and whistles expected in this modern, hedonistic society, I will go along with that. But I also expect it to go both ways, so if I'm dead set against a certain thing, I expect us to try to find common ground and come to some agreement. Also, just as I will treat my in-laws with respect and courtesy, I expect the same from them. I expect that everyone will be on their best behavior, and there will be no fighting, no rudeness, and everyone will be there for the newlyweds. Again, I have never been married, so all of these may be subject to change in the future, but right now I'm having difficulty accepting any of these pitfalls. So in conclusion, do what best works for you and your family when it comes to weddings. There are no set, rigid rules about what constitutes a wedding besides how the mass, prayers, and vows are done. Flowers are negotiable, dress code is negotiable, and most importantly, people are negotiable.